Welcome back to Wainsider, the home of deep dives into wrestling's most shocking twists, emotional betrayals, and unforgettable returns. Tonight, we are dealing with a moment that fans thought would never happen again. AJ Lee, after a decade away from the WWE spotlight, has returned. But her return was not about celebration, nostalgia, or reunion. It was about impact. It was about sending a message that shook the women's division to its core. For years, AJ Lee's absence left a gap in WWE. She wasn't just another superstar. She was a pioneer, a voice of defiance during a time when women's wrestling desperately needed one. Her words, her fire, and her presence elevated the division long before evolution was a buzzword. Please like, share and subscribe for more WWE content. And yet, her exit always felt unresolved. Fans never truly got closure. Her legacy was written in ink, but it felt like the final page had been torn out. That lingering sense of unfinished business has haunted the WWE universe for 10 long years. During that time, a new generation rose. And at the forefront of that new era was Becky Lynch. The man, the warrior who became the face of women's wrestling and carried the banner that AJ once held alone. Becky's journey has been one of fire and resilience. She scratched and clawed for every opportunity, built herself into a global icon, and shattered barriers for women in WWE. Her story mirrors AJ's in many ways, yet it also stands as a sharp contrast. Because while Becky rose to prominence, AJ remained in the shadows. The comparisons were inevitable. Was Becky Lynch the continuation of AJ's rebellion, or was she the erasure of it? The question lingered in the minds of fans, but AJ herself never answered. Until now, the return was disguised in silence. Becky stood in the ring after a hard-fought victory, soaking in the cheers, the chants of the crowd, the validation of her legacy. And then the arena lights dimmed, the screens flickered, and a familiar theme hit. The crowd erupted. The impossible had become reality. AJ Lee walked down that ramp for the first time in 10 years, and the world froze in disbelief. Becky's expression said it all: shock, awe, and even respect. At first, the moment seemed like it was about acknowledgement. AJ entered the ring slowly, the fans chanting her name with an energy that felt like time itself had folded. Becky extended her hand in respect, as if to bridge the gap between eras. And then, it happened. AJ's smile vanished, her eyes turned cold, and in a flash, she attacked. A vicious strike, a sudden explosion of rage, and Becky Lynch crumbled to the mat under the weight of AJ's fury. The cheers of nostalgia turned into gasps of shock. The attack was relentless. AJ wasn't here to reminisce. She wasn't here to pass a torch. She was here to take it back. Every stomp, every strike, every scream seemed to carry 10 years of frustration, bitterness, and unspoken resentment. The crowd didn't know how to react. Part of them wanted to cheer the return of a legend. The other part knew they were witnessing the shattering of respect and the beginning of a war. The past and present were colliding, and neither was willing to yield. Backstage whispers immediately lit up the locker room. Why did AJ target Becky? Was this personal? Was this about proving that she, not Becky, deserved to be remembered as the face of women's wrestling? Or was it about punishing Becky for carrying a torch that AJ never willingly passed? Becky Lynch was left shaken, not just physically but emotionally. To be attacked by someone she once admired, someone she undoubtedly drew inspiration from, cut deeper than any physical wound. This was more than a fight. This was betrayal. For the women's division, this moment changes everything. The return of AJ Lee alone would have been history-making. But AJ returning with vengeance, targeting the top name of the modern era, sets the stage for a clash that is bigger than titles. It's about legacy. It's about the past demanding recognition. It's about the old guard refusing to be erased by history's pen. And in that struggle, Becky Lynch becomes both the symbol of progress and the target of resentment. Behind the curtain, superstars are divided. Some see AJ's return as a chance to elevate the division to heights never seen before. Others fear her bitterness could tear down the unity that women's wrestling has fought so hard to build. But one thing is certain. AJ Lee is back, and she is not here for peace. She is here for war. Her actions have already ignited a firestorm that will ripple through WWE for months, maybe years. For Becky, the emotional toll may be even greater than the physical pain. To be attacked by someone you respected, by someone whose footsteps helped carve your own path, is a betrayal that scars the soul. And for AJ, the path ahead is dangerous. Every action she takes will be judged, every motive questioned. Is she here to reclaim her throne, or to burn the division down out of resentment? As we reflect on what we witnessed, the truth becomes clear. This isn't just a rivalry. This is the collision of two eras, two legacies, and two visions of what women's wrestling should be. AJ Lee's return is not a fairy tale. It is a reckoning. And Becky Lynch, caught in the storm, now carries the weight of betrayal, broken trust, and blood. Because in WWE, history doesn't just repeat itself, it fights back.